What's up, guys? This is Ryan Johnson with MoneyBass.com. And today we are going to be talking about the Wacky Rig. Let's go ahead and get straight into this, guys. Make sure you watch this video until the end. It will be short, quick, and simple, but packed with a lot of information. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. First, let's talk about the rod that I use. For me, and remember, guys, a lot of these things are going to be specific to what is deemed best for you. And what I'm going over today are things that have got results for me. So the rod that I like to use, generally, I like to keep with something that is kind of on the shorter side. This right here is a Duckett Micro Magic 6'6" medium heavy. I like that medium heavy because it gives me a little bit more strength or whatever whenever I'm trying to get those fish out of cover under docks. Sometimes these fish may get wrapped around the docks or things like that. So I want to be able to get something that I can still cast with a good distance, and also whenever I'm in close quarters, get this to where I can skip it all the way to the back of those docks, because sometimes that's where those big fish are at. All right, so like I said, Duckett 6'6" medium heavy micro magic rod. So with the reel, still using those Pflueger reels, guys. This is an SP30. They come in, I believe, 2 different colors. Not an expensive reel at all, but it gets the job done. The thing that I like about this is the drag setup. So it doesn't have that kind of sticky drag to it. Nice smooth drag. Also use this on my drop shot and on my shaky head. But Pflueger SP30 presidential reel. Now, the next thing, and guys, right now you can get up to 25% off on all of these items that I'm going over. The link is in the description. Make sure you click on that link. It will take you directly to Tackle Warehouse. And again, anytime there are any type of sales, guys, I try to get that information up to date and put that in the description area. So always check the description and the comments, guys. I have a good following, and guys are always willing to share information and things that will help you out. So the next thing that I will look into is the line. I like to use a high vis yellow or a high vis green will also work. And I will stay in maybe the 15 to 20 pound line range. Very small diameter, very strong line. And that high vis yellow or green will allow you to see that line once you get it skipped under a dock, or maybe you're casting to some type of cover or structure. You will be able to see that line move. So it actually helps you with the line tracking. And I use an Alberto knot to tie my braid to my fluorocarbon leader. In most cases, for me, I like using 12-pound Invisex Seaguar line. Link in the description for that also. And remember, 25% off. You guys want to take advantage of this. Link is in the description. Just wanted to say it again, just in case you guys forgot. So the 20-pound braid, 20 or 15-pound braid, going to a 12-pound Invisex fluorocarbon leader. Depending on the type of cover or structure that you're fishing, you can kind of decrease that, but I would not go over that 12-pound line threshold. Some people go down to 8. If you're fishing open water, then hey, that may work, help with the presentation, the fall on that Wacky Rig. All right, so that is the line, the rod, the reel. Now let's go over the tackle that I use. All right, so another thing, guys, is the tackle box itself. You want to make sure that you get something that has, if you see these edges around here, this is a sealed tackle box. It is waterproof. You want to protect your hooks, your tackle, and things like that at all times, because this can get expensive whenever you start buying all of these different types of tackle. So just looking in the tackle box itself, guys, the colors of the worms. Let's go ahead and start off with that. So with those, I like to keep it simple. Watermelons, green pumpkins, and black and blues. That's pretty much all I would throw. With the watermelon and the green pumpkin, just depends on how clear or lightly stained that water is, whichever ones I will choose to go with that. If it is stained to even murky, where I want to fish that close to say boat post or anything like that, any type of cover that those fish may be relating to, then I may go with something a little darker. Let me go ahead and pull those out real quick just to show you guys. All right, so we have the greens, green pumpkins, watermelons, and we also have the black and blue. Keep it simple, guys. They both will catch fish. And it will also help you cut down on the cost of this whenever you can keep that simple. Another thing that I like to do, guys, I know some of you guys may be subscribed to Randy Blockett. One of the things I saw with him that I did find useful myself is you just take the worms and just kind of rough those edges up a little bit, and it kind of gives it more flexibility. Let's see, I don't have one in here that I haven't done that way. Well, here's one right here. So even if I just hold this one up and hold this one up, you can kind of see that this one over here that I've roughed up. Well, actually, this is the better one right here, guys. So this one has not been done at all. And you can see how just the motion on that one and the way that it bends is a little bit different from here. Sometimes those subtle differences are what may trigger that bite for you. Just a confidence builder. And, I mean, it does give a good presentation. All right. So those are the worm colors that I use. As far as the brands that I use, John Cox is one of the best at it. When fishing the Wacky Rig, John Cox uses Berkley, MaxScent, the General. Why not go with that? So for me, these are worms that I've just had over time, and I fill my tackle box up with these. I use those generally for practice. When it comes tournament time, I will put that Berkley MaxScent General on there and go ahead and get to work with that. As far as the hooks goes, all right, so what I have found that work for me, and these may be a little more on the expensive side, guys. Let's see if I can get that on there. These are the Gamakatsu Titanium Guard G Finesse. Got one right here out of the pack, but they're called the G Finesse. Again, link will be in the description. And if you look at this, one of the things, let's get that where you can see it. One of the things that I like about this is that wide gap and that space that you have between the head of the jig head, and the hook that there itself. These have a very good hookup percentage for me. The other thing that you would notice is those two little weed guards on there. Those are just two titanium weed guards. Hopefully that is good enough for you guys to see it. But this is the ideal hook for me that I use during tournament situations. Whenever you're practicing and you don't want to lose these hooks, I will practice with I think Berkley has some good shaky head hooks, but anything that you can buy where you can keep the cost down and still get a lot of those, that may be something good to practice with. All right, so went over the tackle box, types of worms, and the hooks, keeping it simple. And real quick on the hook size, I like throwing the 1/0 1/16, 1/0 1/16. That is the size of these hooks, guys. All right. Now, as far as different options that you have for the baits, as far as hooking those up, one of the main things that people discuss, and and this is very important, guys, is how you want to rig these. A lot of people will rig these worms with an O-ring. So this one has an O-ring on it, guys. And when you put this O-ring in here, and really the main purpose of this is to save losing those worms. So you put the O-ring, but you will notice that the hook is in line with the bait. The point of that hook is in line with the bait. And what causes the issue as far as your hookup ratio is whenever that fish bites that hook, and it could bend over and cover up that hook. And that will cause you to miss that fish. If that bait pulls over and gets clenched down on that hook, that is the issue with the hookup ratio with doing it this way. So to combat that, sometimes people will put two O-rings on it and kind of crisscross those O-rings and allow you to go in between those two O-rings. For me, I have found that I just like hooking it directly to the worm and going in just like this. So now you see the hook does not fall in line with the worm itself. Very important, guys. You will go through more worms like that because these worms do tend to break eventually. Some of these worms are pretty tight, but some of these worms are pretty good. But when I rough the edge, the worm up itself, I only do the sides of the worm. I do not do this. So the part where the hook goes through stays intact, stays pretty tough, and it lasts for a while like that. Another thing that you guys want to pick up is this product called Mended. I will put a link in the description for that. Let's see if it will show up on here, but it is just called Mended. And what this will allow you to do is whenever you have these wacky rigs, and remember, guys, I'm about saving money whenever I'm out there on the lake. Whenever these worms start to tear and break, this product does not glue the worms back together. It actually melts and fuses the worm back together. So the bond on this is pretty much as strong as the original worm. So once you use that, and this will allow you, because when you think about it, pretty much the rest of the worm is still going to be good. It's just that middle part that is bad. So you can just take that mended, fuse those two pieces back together, and you're good to go. That right there will save you money. I guarantee it, guys. That's something that you definitely want to get. Another thing that you want to do is pick up some JJ's Magic. See if we can get a good shot of that for you guys. There we go. JJ's Magic. Link in the description for that also. So what that will do is, let's see, I don't have anything in here right now that has a dip on it. So this is not only a dye, but it also has a scent on it. Very good fish attractant. And generally, so for instance, if you kind of look on here, you can see maybe from here down, it has a slight difference in color on it. Once you originally put that on there, it is bright. It will help that bait glow whenever it is in water. It definitely helps whenever you are in stained and murky water, but also in clear water. It is something that will get the attention of those fish. So definitely pick that up, guys. All right, so let me see one more thing. Let's talk about one more thing, guys. Link is in the description for this, your line bag. Now, this is something that comes in very, very handy. I will probably have to do its own review on this product right here. But again, I will put the link in the description. Make sure you guys click on that. But basically, let me just show you real quick. You are able to put several different lines in here. And I even have I think this is a 600-yard spool of, oops, had that upside down, 600-yard spool of Seaguar. And that's that 12-pound line. Definitely something that you want to have on hand. But this will actually help you be able to spool your line up quick and easy whenever you're out on the water. You just run that line through these holes, and that spool will just be in there spinning. You don't have to worry about it bouncing or running around on the boat. Also protects your line. Definitely something to look into. All right, guys, that is it for this one, the Wacky Rig. Hope this information has helped you guys out. Make sure you check the links down in the description. Please hit the like button on your way out if you did not hit it on the way in. I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, and I will see you on the next video.